Good morning. Welcome to a new video for class 9. The subject is history. Chapter number 1, the French Revolution. The French Revolution was from the year 1789 to 1799, which means it lasted for about the period of 10 years. The main slogans of the French Revolution were liberty, equality, and fraternity. These three words were later on used by the entire world where revolutions occurred. This is the picture of the fort of Bastille. On 14 July 1789, a state prison on the east side of Paris, known as Bastille, was attacked by an angry and aggressive mob. The prison had become a symbol of the monarchy's dictatorial rule, and the event became one of the defining moments in the revolution that followed. The French society was divided into three estates. The first one was the clergy, the second was the nobility, and the third estate comprised of big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, etc., peasants and artisans, small peasants, landless labor, and servants. The class was divided into three groups: first, second, and the third estate. However, the clergy and the nobility were closer to the king, and the third estate was the one who paid all the taxes. The abuses of the old regime. The old regime was the old system that was followed in France. Disproportionate amount of land, wealth, rights and privileges are with the first two estates, but the taxes were paid always by the third estate. 80% of the third estate were peasants. The various kinds of taxes that the third estate paid were taille, gabelle, tithes, corvée, champart. So taille was a kind of land tax, gabelle was a salt tax, tithes was a church tax, corvée was a road tax for service, champart was a tax imposed on the farm resources. The subsistence crisis. Due to bad harvest every year or on alternative years, the French society faced the subsistence crisis. Due to bad harvest, there were scarcity of grains. As there were scarcity of grains, it resulted into the rising food prices. As the food prices were higher, the poorest of the poor were unable to buy food or bread for themselves. The weaker bodies and food riots were the consequences of the fact that the poor people were unable to buy proper and nutritious food, which resulted into diseases and epidemics. And as a consequence of all of these facts, there was increase in the number of deaths. The long term causes of the French Revolution were absolute monarchy, growth of new ideas, where it was believed that everyone is born equal, the influence of America, the growing government debt, attempt to tax the nobles as well, tax burden mainly on the third estate, growth of industry and the rise of middle class, growing burden of the feudal dues, and increasing poverty. The long term causes were divided into political, intellectual, economical, and social causes. Thank you. I hope you like the video. See you until next time.